What's up, everybody? It's Joe Ravita from Empire Music, empiremusiconline.com, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, 412-343-5299. Text me, 412-915-7118. All right, so hopefully you saw part one of our Taylor Guitars virtual roadshow featuring the 200 series and the 200 series plus models. As I stated in those videos, and all the videos I've been putting out, is this is a big time of year for us with events. Manufacturers come in and show off their new product that they showed off in January that are finally in store, and it's just a big part of what we do, and it's a fun part for us to interact with customers and let them experience the new products. Obviously, we're unable to do that right now, so what I wanted to do is I'm going to do 3 roadshows. The first one, 200 series and the 200 pluses. This one is going to be the new for 2020 Builders Edition. The Builders Edition lineup has been out for a couple years now with Andy Powers designs, and they continue to expand. Last year, the edition was the Grand Pacific 517 and 717 models. And this year we have a ton of new models. They're really, really cool. What we're gonna do is we're gonna talk about just in general, what is a Builder's Edition model. I'll show you all of the new models and you get to hear them. I'm gonna play them for you so you can check them out. And then I'm gonna also show you some of the previous models that are still obviously in existence, just so you get an idea of the full lineup. Now what's really cool is Taylor's got some killer stuff going on given the craziness that's happening in our world. Trying to make some things easier for you to get to. We have 48 months, 0% financing. So give us a shout or go to empiremusiconline.com. On the homepage, there's a way to apply right there. It only says up to 36 months because we don't typically offer 48, but go ahead and apply there and we can give you that 48-month deal, no problem, on any Taylor guitar, baby Taylor up for the most expensive Taylor that we have. We also have buy a Taylor, get a Taylor for $99 running. So any of these models, 300 series and up, any of these Builders Edition models, you can get a GS Mini model, GS Mini Rosewood for 99 bucks, which is awesome. We have them in stock. You don't have to do a single thing, but ask us for it and we'll ship it out with your order. Or if you choose a 100 or 200 series model, you can add a baby Taylor for 99 bucks. Super awesome. Big props to the guys at Taylor for really helping with these great deals. So we're really excited about it. So let's talk about Builders Edition models. I'm lucky as an online preferred dealer. We're a really big independent dealer for them. We get to spend a lot of time with Andy Powers, and I've spent a lot of time with him in his shop talking about Builders Editions. And what's really cool is he gets to spend time thinking about things that he'd want in a guitar and things that Taylor guitar customers would like in their guitars that they maybe wouldn't implement throughout the whole line, but could do in a really cool special set of guitars. So a Builders Edition guitar has a handful of set features that you're gonna find throughout all these. So I don't have to repeat them for every model, it just gets monotonous. But what we have is, first, we have V-class bracing. The true engine of Taylor guitars is the V-class bracing. The top has a brace like a V. What does it do? It gives us extra sustain, it gives us better response, and it gives us better balance and definition. I think that's really, really impactful to the sound of the guitars. The market has loved them. We've always sold a lot of Taylor guitars. They sell much faster, and there's a wider audience for Taylor now because the guitars are definitely more versatile for more styles of music because they're so balanced and defined. I think you'll hear that in my small demonstration for you. Next thing, on all of these Builders Edition models, you're gonna get a silent satin finish. You're gonna notice that they're not glossy, right? The advantage of this is, like less finish always makes something sound better. Taylor's finish isn't heavy, so it's not like something that's gonna destroy the type of tone that you have in your natural glossy guitars. But the satin finish gives it a nice look that's unique. You can see how beautiful it is. It's really cool. Next, they get what they call rolled or chamfered edges. You'll notice that on most guitars that you play, the top and the sides and the back and sides are connected with binding, and they kind of come at a 90-degree angle. So if you've ever been playing the guitar and get a line in your forearm or a line on your arm, why? Well, it's like we have this really rough edge. Here, these are all rolled, which is beautiful, really comfortable. You're gonna get same feature on the bridge, rolled edges, which is comfortable. So if you like to palm mute or rest your hand here, you're not digging in, which is nice. Now for the Cutaway models, what you're gonna get is you're gonna get a recessed heel, so you don't have a big chunk of wood here. It's recessed, so it gives us less wood to block our access to the higher frets, and we get a recessed cutaway. So now we have more access here, which is really nice. And on the models, like most of the models here that you're gonna see with Cutaway, you're gonna get this beautiful armrest, which is really nice. So those are gonna be in Godo tuners. I don't wanna skip over that. The Godo hardware, which is top of the line. So that's important. So now, what did Taylor bring to us this year. I'm outside of our Taylor room, so if you've never been to Empire at a roadshow, usually our sales reps here, and Mike's giving everybody their info, and then we have a product specialist going to play. I'm going to try to do all that for you, but this is kind of like how the setup would be. What they wanted to do with the Builders Edition is the lineup is give it more flexibility, more types of players, and more price points, which is always good. So we now have a 324 CE Builders Edition, which is this guy right here. Next to it is the 816 CE Builders Edition with the sound port. Now I've done videos specifically on these guitars where you can just get in, you can check them out on our YouTube channel. We'll put links below where you can see more about just these specific instruments. So we'll get through those. And then we have the 900 series right here, the 912 CE Builders Edition in natural and honey burst, which is beautiful. And then last but not least, the 652 CE 12 string, which is a 12 fret, 12 string grand concert. So let's get down to it. I'm gonna start over here with the 324. So Taylor already makes a 324 model and it features a mahogany top. That's gonna be the case here. What are our changes again? Okay, this satin finish, rolled edges, beveled armrest. But the real treat here, and the part that Andy really worked hard on, is on the back and sides. Now, stock 324 CE will have blackwood back and sides. This Builders Edition lineup is designed with what's called urban ash. Taylor is the industry leader in finding woods that are going to be able to be used for long periods of time that don't impact our environment. They're really, really friendly and resourceful in this way. So you follow Taylor guitars, you know Bob Taylor's invested heavily in Africa and using ebony. That's how we have all this beautiful ebony that we didn't used to have. Boom, now we have it because he's really, really helped over there, and it's been a massive change in the guitar business because he's done that. Well, they're looking for more ways to do that. So over the last couple years, Andy's been working on the West Coast with government agencies to kind of find wood that is useful but isn't being used. And they tried tons of different wood, and they found that there's ash all along the West Coast, along highways and in neighborhoods that only has a certain life, whether it be from weather, this rainfall, windfall trees, through their redesign in urban economics. They're changing the way streetscapes look, and they have these trees. And he fell in love with ash, this ash that they have. Now, you know ash from maybe a Telecaster or something along those lines, or a Stratocaster. On these here, this is actually a lot heavier piece of ash, and it really is more mahogany-esque. It really does sound like mahogany. The cool thing with this is they're going to be able to source it forever. There's tons of it, and it's really great for building guitars. It's got the right flexibility, the right strength to mill, and we can count on it. And that's how you get a beautiful guitar like this for $29.99, a really, really special instrument. What I want to do is I'll play it for you so you can get a basic understanding of how it sounds. So like I said, mahogany top, solid wood, of course, made in the US, and the urban ash back and sides. Let's give her a strum. This thing's awesome. It's so fun to play. Really, really sweet. I always shied away personally from mahogany top guitars because they always felt a little stiff sounding to me. It just didn't have that roundness that I like, that I found that I got from spruce or cedar. And the V-Class bracing has totally opened this up. The guitar has this really great roundness, but it still has enough sparkle and cut that allows you to have definition. It doesn't sound soupy. I just feel like you can really feel the character of the player in this and the character of the guitar bleeding through. It's a really, really impressive instrument, really easy to play. Taylor makes, obviously, I think it's industry known that they make the easiest to play acoustic guitars. We spend a lot of time on our inventory, make sure it's humidified properly. When we receive it, we inspect it and adjust it to make sure it's shop ready. And then when we get it to you, whether it be in store or we ship it to you online, we have a full setup and inspection process to make sure it's perfect for you. We were able to luckily receive 4 of these, which is awesome. So initially, it doesn't usually happen that way, but it's a really, really impressive instrument that is beautiful and will also add a new sonic element to your arsenal, right? Typically, if we're acoustic guitar players, what do we have? We have a spruce-topped small body guitar, a spruce-topped bigger body guitar. We might have a bunch of different variations of back and sides, but they're typically have that spruce top, which is a lot of the voice of the instrument, and the back and sides are going to color that tone. Well, here we have a new utensil. We have something that's different. So you've been basically working with the 5 or 6 colors that you always have loved, or the 20 or 30 colors you've always loved, or just the one color that you're used to. This would give you a new flavor to really find different types of music that you want to play. It just leads to, like, to me, I think, of this instrument, man, it sounds like could be a great singer-songwriter guitar because it's so round and full when you play it. Just like, feel like anybody could sing over top of it and sound amazing. It would definitely fit in that, finger style vibe as well. But you'd also find that since Taylor has this great V-class bracing, it's got enough edge to it that if you're playing with other guitar players, you're going to be heard, which is always a concern for guitar players. We don't want to get swallowed up. So this is the 324 CE Builder's Edition. You can see, we'll put a link below. You can link right to the ones that we have in stock. Never a stock photo in Empire Music. We work really, really hard on making sure the photos are accurate and the serial numbers are listed. So you'll see the model, you'll see a 5-digit code in the back that will let you know, like, hey, this is the one I'm gonna get. So if you find a grain of wood that you really fall in love with, you'll get that exact one. If you give us a shout, 412-343-5299, we can talk to you about the specific guitars with any questions. Next, I'm gonna go kind of in the linear, in terms of the line, the next number up, the 652 CE Builder's Edition, which is a 12-string, 12-fret. Now, 600 series guitars are maple back and sides. Be ready for it. Boom. Look out. I hope you weren't driving. You might have been blinded by this stunning big leaf maple. So flamey. And check out the neck on this bad boy. What I love about Taylor is they don't short any attribute of an instrument. When they promise you something, they really deliver. My favorite thing about Taylor guitars is since I've been 14 years old when we started to sell Taylor guitars, they've made promises to us in terms of adjustability, the neck angle being great and adjustable, ebony fretboards and bridges. They always promise you something. When these models, they're promising you a certain level of build quality, and man, it's like they knock it out of the park. They don't leave you short. Go to Hardwares, which for a 12-string is even more phenomenal than you can imagine. This guitar has a Sitka spruce top, and it's torrefied, which means it's baked. And what that does is that removes some moisture content and allows for the guitar to sound a little bit more warm and lush. As you know, maple, or you may not know, maple is a hardwood and can be kind of bright. So what do we do to make this guitar sound a little bit warmer? We want to keep the characteristic of the maple, and we want to make sure that it does what it's supposed to because we love the sound of it. But there's a few things that we do in this guitar that allow us to get it a little warmed up. First, we torrefy the top. We've got the V-class bracing, nice and lush sounding. Now the secret sauce, the 12-fret design. So if you look here, where the body and the neck meet, where we have our double dots, that means we're at the 12th fret. Most guitars come in at the 14th fret. So we'd move this up, and you'd have your 14th fret down here would meet here. What does this do? Well, a 12-fret design allows for the bridge to sit farther back. So instead of the bridge being more here, it sits here, and that makes the guitar sound darker. Really, really cool. Makes the guitar easier to play because what happens is now our bridge is a little bit farther back, where first fret is now 2 frets, these 2 frets, closer to us. So if you've ever played a 12-string and said, man, it's hard to play a 12-string, these guitars are so easy to play because your arm isn't stretched farther out, the action's butter on them, I mean, really, really phenomenal. So they give you the ability to play those bar chords, and it doesn't even feel like you're playing a 12-string. Now, what could Andy do to make this guitar even more special? Well, he is an amazing guitar player and has a really great historical context of guitar builds, and thought about this guitar and said, I want to make it even a touch richer sounding. What can we do? Well, he does single bridge pins. So we share a bridge pin for each string, which allows for an even break angle for each of them. We're the same, so it stays in tune better. But what do you see here? So if you're a savvy 12-string guitar player, this is gonna look backwards to you. These strings here, your G, your D, your A, and your E, look like they're reversed. On a traditional acoustic 12-string, what you're gonna find is the thin string goes here, and then the thick string goes behind it. Here, he's reversed it. That's a Rickenbacker design, and if you love those old Beatles records, that's the sound you're hearing. What we're getting is we're getting octave strings, but we're getting the bass is dominant. So instead of this being more chimey, you're gonna get more bass response, and you're gonna get these beautiful octave strings above you that are gonna really lighten the guitar up and make it sound more breathy and angelic, but the bottom end is gonna be apparent. So we take a small guitar, which is kind of automatically brighter. We take maple back and sides, which is a harder wood, a little bit brighter, but then we take 12-fret design. We bake the top. We reverse the order of the strings here to give us a more rich tone, and man, lights out. So let's check this guy out and see what you think. Wicked sustain, killer. Taylor guitars in the sustain game, it's unbelievable. You don't have to work hard at all to get amazing tones out of the guitar. But I hope you heard that chunkiness. That's not what you typically get from a 12-string guitar. It's just not what you would get. You would get more of a chimey sound. So now we have this really rich tone. And why is that important? Yeah, it fills out our tone here. But have you ever played a 12-string up through here and it sounds like you're playing like a resonator, like this big brash, glassy instrument, which might not be so favorable? Now we get that richness back in the bottom end that we like through the middle of the guitar. It's meant to have a chime to it. It's maple. It's meant to be lively and really sparkly, but it just takes that edge off and gives us a more robust sound. So if you're a solo guitar player, the advantage here is that if you're singing over top of this, it sounds fuller, which is great. If you play in a worship situation, or if you're in a studio and you're recording an album, or you just like to play with other guitar players, the maple allows for you to cut through the mix so you don't get swallowed up. That's really the genius here, is that we found a way, or Andy found a way, we get to experience it, is we have a guitar that allows us to get more, and we really didn't give up. What did we give up? Probably the features that we didn't like so much. It was like, much brighter is probably too bright. So we're able to add a richness and a bottom throatiness that you might not normally get. But what do we get to get that? We get 12-fret design, which makes it easier to play. We get a torrefied top, which is amazing sounding and really responsive. We get this comfortable body style. We get all these Builder's Edition features that allow the guitar to sound better, but what did we give away? Something we didn't really want. We don't want the guitar to be too glassy. So we get all the bonus without any of the sadness, which is always good. So cheers to Andy Powers on that. And when he plays the guitar, it sounds way better than I play it. But for what it's worth, when I play this guitar, I'm not thinking about, wow, this 12-string is hard to play. I don't even think it's a 12-string. It just feels easy to play, and it sounds absolutely beautiful. So this is the 652 CE Builder's Edition 12-string, 12-fret design. I have a video that I did on this. It's out, so check it in the link. And if you want to see just a full definition video of me talking about this guitar, there you have it. Cool. Next, let's sneak to, that was my microphone thingy. Let's talk about this 816. That is probably the most polarizing guitar Taylor's ever offered. When I walked into Andy's office last September, and I had a meeting scheduled with him to talk about what he's working on and just Taylor guitars as a whole, I had never thought this guitar had existed, didn't know anything about it. He was sitting and holding it like this. And he's talking and talking and talking about the new guitar and the new design and how he really wanted to bring the Grand Symphony lineup back. And we're gonna be V-Class brace, so the full line of guitars now is V-Class brace, which is awesome. He's talking about it, and I didn't really think much of it other than it was satin. I'm like, oh, it's probably going to be some sort of builder's edition, and didn't really feel much more about it because I have a pretty good handle on what builder's edition guitars are. I was excited to see it. And then he did this striking turn of the guitar. It was like a B-movie scream. What is that? What is this thing? This sound port. Absolutely shocking. It's unbelievable. What's really neat is not only does Andy play the guitar at a world-class level, he builds guitars at world-class level, he thinks guitars at world-class level. He's really a genius at this. And what's cool about this is not just the sound port. In talking to him, it's understanding that the sound port is here for a reason and it's built this way. What did he do that's different than other builders? Well, we've all likely gone online and seen a guitar with a sound port here, or a sound port down here, or on the face of the guitar, and there's like, you know, all cool. There's just really cool designs out there. What's unique about this is it's part of a recessed Florentine cutaway, but we have a full back design. So you keep your traditional back, but now we have this sound port. Now I did a really great video on this one. We'll have it linked below, where we had a microphone for the traditional sound hole and for the sound port, and where I cover the sound port so you can hear the differences with the microphone. We're obviously kind of working in a unique scenario here, so we didn't have time to set up all these extra microphones for this part of it, but I'm going to play it anyway for you. The guitar is a spruce top and East Indian rosewood back and sides. Again, all satin, pale maple binding. Check out this rosewood. It's gorgeous. The Grand Symphony, so if you, hopefully you've all gotten to experience our roadshow in person, and I hope you get to do that again here real soon. If you haven't, you know, you've got to get to one. They always consider the Grand Symphony like the big, bold strummer. That was Taylor's kind of jargon to let you know, like, hey, this is kind of what this guitar is designed for. And what I love about Taylor guitars is they're constantly looking for ways to make their guitars more versatile and still fit the mold that they're trying to give you different tones with their body shapes. They obviously don't want all their guitars to sound the same. So we're able to have V-class on this. We have beautiful spruce top. We have, again, the East Indian rosewood back and sides. So we're gonna get a big rich tone. What do we know about rosewood? We get extra bass, we get the mids are pushed down, and we get extra treble. Well, matched with this guitar, you're gonna find the guitar, even though it's a little bit broader here, we still get a ton of balance. So let's just strum it. And for what it's worth, the sound port gives us like this crazy 3D aural experience. It really does impact your audience. When you're behind the guitar, you hear it. When you're in front of the guitar, you really hear it. It's a truly defining point in the instrument. I was really surprised because when I strummed the guitar the first time in Andy's office, I heard it and it's like, oh, this sounds really good. It's just a good guitar. When he played it, better than me, but when he played it, what I noticed is, wow, that top end is so round and just has this piano-like just boastfulness that is just so amazing, and it's really unique to the model. So let's give it a strum and see what you think. It's big sounding, really, really big sounding. I really implore you to go to our link below in the YouTube and see the video where I'm able to cover this sound hole, and you can hear it both with my hand covering it and without it. If I do it here, I'm gonna have to place the sound port right by the microphone. It's gonna just sound super muffly, which isn't good at all. But the guitar still is delicate and nuanced. So we can still articulate, we can still play softly, but if you want to give this thing a ride. It can definitely has all the overhead that you can imagine. So really, really impressive instrument. And if you want 48 months, 0%, why wouldn't you call us and give us a shot? We'll give you a great deal on it and hook you up with that too. Pro setup, the whole shebang. So now, the remaining new models of the Builder's Edition lineup are the 900 series, the 912 CE. Let's talk about it. So what is traditionally a 912 CE? Well, normally it's a Sitka spruce top with East Indian rosewood back and sides. This model has the East Indian rosewood back and sides. You can see here, obviously beautiful abalone work along the back, as well as on the top. Really, really stunning. All of our Builder's Edition features. But what's unique about this? Lutz spruce. Lutz spruce is also what they use in the 700 series. Why that's important is Lutz has kind of a more aged in, kind of more vintagey type tone of a guitar. So what you're gonna get is kind of like the just more character, a little bit more overhead, overtones. You know what I mean? You're gonna definitely get that. See, we even dropped picks in person here. I got other picks, that's cool. So let's talk about what's cool about it is it's really huge sounding, and the bottom end on this guitar is just nasty. It's unbelievable. Let's just strum it so you can hear it. This guitar is beastly. It's my favorite one. The 324 is really up there too because it's just, to me, a sound that I've never heard out of a Taylor guitar, which I really love. This thing, the 912 CE Builder's Edition, is as close to guitar perfection as I can ever imagine. It gives you the response and the sparkle of a small body guitar. I love grand concert guitars from Taylor. That's my favorite body shape personally. And the bottom end here is so robust that it's like if I heard it, I don't know if I would know with my back turned if someone was playing it, if I would know it's a grand concert. I think it's a bigger guitar. And we all want, what do we want? We want big, rich, sparkling tones that are clean. But we want comfortable and defined. And whew, man, this just hits all the adjectives. What's really cool about this guitar is, and I've done videos on this, you'll see the link below. I always talk about the range of a guitar. What can it do? How much of a, bass line, how hard do you have to play it to get tone out of it? And how loud can it go before it distorts? And what's that range look like? And I think that's an important thing to me as a guitar player, depending on what I'm buying the guitar for. Well, this guitar gives you the bottom end of a bigger guitar, the sweet spot of something smaller, and the response of a really small guitar. We don't have to play it hard at all to get great tone. So let's just pluck it real quietly, and then I'm gonna build up and play a little bit harder and you'll hear it. It's incredible. It's just unbelievable. It's just what a spectacular guitar. You'll notice with the V-Class bracing, a big thing that I talk about in lots of other videos too, is how the sound dissipates, how the sustain is evenly just rides out and you get that sweet decay and it keeps the guitar sounding in tune. It's just really, really spectacular. It comes in this natural finish. It also comes in this honey burst here. They're special guitars. If you're interested in one, we'd love to help you get one. The Builder's Edition lineup is just a true statement to Taylor's ingenuity and forward thinkingness and trying to make their guitars better every day. And Andy's really just smashed it out of the park. I'm hoping you enjoyed these guitars here that I showed you. What I did want to do just quickly, though, is kind of touch on just a handful of the other models of the Builder's Edition lineup, because we have all these guitars in stock and they're really top performers in the Taylor brand. So from left to right up top there, I have the K24 CE Builder's Edition, which is all Koa. The next one is a Grand Pacific. That's a 517, and that's got a spruce top, mahogany back and sides. That's a sloped shoulder dreadnought. The next one over is a K14 CE, which is a spruce top with Koa back and sides. And last down here is the 614 CE, which is the torrefied spruce and maple back and sides. You know, guitars like this are really, really amazing because Taylor chooses clearly the most beautiful woods, these gorgeous inlays, and tons of value. If you look at how these are priced compared to stock models, there's a tiny little bit of premium added to them, but it's not dramatic. It doesn't take the guitar out of, if you're looking at a K24 CE, it's not like this guitar becomes ungettable because it's a Builder's Edition. They've really done a great job of that. Adding the 324 CE is taking it down into even a more gettable range for more people, which is really great. So if you're interested in any of these guitars, give me a shout. Myself, Todd, and Anthony are here. 412-343-5299. Text me, 412-915-7118. 7118. 412-915-7118. And we'll hook you up with a killer deal. We have 48 months, 0%. You can add a GS Mini to any of these for 99 bucks, which is a smoking deal. We'll have our tech, Aaron, give it a pro setup. We can talk to you about certain strings that you like, whatever you like, we're here for you. We're creating this content because we know we have a lot of downtime, and whether you're looking to get a guitar or not, I hope it was tons of information for you and something for you to consider. And even if you're just thinking about getting a Taylor guitar for your first Taylor guitar, they put their passion and their promise in guitars like this and in their baby Taylors at $350, just like these over here. Taylor doesn't shorthand anything. They don't scrimp. They won't make something that they can't make it right. And that's something we're really proud of because we want to send you the best instruments in the world. And I think we've done a really amazing job of finding those and stocking them and making sure they're in premium condition for you when you receive them. So we're really, really proud to stock guitars like this in a brand like Taylor. Give us a shout, 412-343-5299. The lights are turning off on me. We're here for you during this time. Any questions at all about this or any other guitars we've got, give us a call or text me, 412-915-7118. This is the Taylor Guitars Virtual Roadshow, new for 2020, Builder's Edition lineup. Thanks for watching.